William here, Patriot Containers. Today's Wednesday, May 6th. The reason for my videos, it's not slander because it's the truth. And I'm making my videos to help people not get scammed, not get ripped off, and to know the truth about this industry. I have a business in this industry. I believe in telling everybody the truth and providing a very good service. And I'm watching this industry that I have a business in that's majorly affected by multi-level marketing scheme companies. I made a video the other day about used Connex. There's probably 20 cargo container companies that are multi-level marketing schemes. This video is about a certain company that about a year ago today served me a lawsuit for making videos like this. And the judge denied them their lawsuit. After I made a video about it, it looks like they tried to sue me again, and the judge denied them indefinitely. Whatever lawyer terminology it said online. We're going to talk about USA Containers and how this company started and with what they do and what they're hiding from you guys and why they're growing out of control. And these companies, how do I say this? There is very small good companies left in the cargo container industry. The bad companies that I'm warning you of are the ones that are ruining it, and you guys are falling for all their tricks, their loopholes, or blatant lies, and you're going with a company that doesn't have your best interest for you. And it affects the way I sell my containers. That's why I have every right to make these videos, because I'm going to tell you the truth of how these companies operate. Number one, there's a company that is no longer in business called Mini Casa. If you ever research that company, it's the ultimate definition of what multi-level marketing is, where the business is designed for the employees, for the owner, and for the business. And everything after the sale is a trap where a customer cannot exit freely. And even if the customer has done nothing wrong, the company charges them thousands of dollars to exit, basically get out. And I'm going to get into the definitions of how these companies get away with this. So this video is specifically about USA Containers, and they're based out of Utah, and the owner is Andre Popa. Andre Popa was the star pupil for a company called Mini Casa. Mini Casa is, in my opinion, the founding multi-level marketing plan that started all these companies. Because used Connex came from USA Containers. USA Containers came from Mini Casa. Mini Casa's out of business. And if you actually ever read their Google, Yelp, BBB, it's bad. They stole people's money. So while Mini Casa was in business, USA Containers was starting at the same time. So Andre Popa starts USA Containers. There is things that this company has personally done to me and my business, and I'm not going to talk about it, okay? Because then it becomes personal. My videos are here to tell you how these companies operate so you can protect yourself and not go with a company that has their best interest only and not yours. So a lot of these companies were started with 1099 sales reps everywhere that don't work at the headquarters, okay? They work from home and they market USA Containers on their Facebook pages. Now, companies like this, they say they have lifetime warranties, 25-year warranties, money-back guarantees, all this stuff so you feel so safe and secure to buy from them. But what happens, though, is once you place an order through their website, you must click I accept terms and conditions. Within that terms and conditions, you're authorizing USA Containers to charge you a cancellation fee, even if they do nothing. They're still going to get paid. And they don't have to bring you a container. They don't have to, they could take forever to deliver the container. And if you cancel, they're going to charge you a chunk of money. If they bring you out a horrible container and you don't like it and you deny it, they get to keep your delivery money, a restocking fee, and a cancellation fee. And I'm going to go through the process of how all this works after this. But then companies say, oh, don't worry, we have a lifetime warranty. We have money back guarantees in 30, 60, 90 days. You know, USA Containers actually says 60. So, but that's not true either. That's almost the most blatant lie that these companies are telling you guys. So, with my videos that I started a year ago, I actually feel like they actually did have an impact, and it was an eye-opening experience for these companies because I'm right about everything. I watched these companies start. I've watched companies go out of business. I've been selling containers for 13 years. So here's how the process works. You call somebody on Facebook, or you message them and they text you and they say, well, we work at USA Containers. We have lifetime warranties, money back guarantees, 90 days, 60 days. You can get a full refund. You don't have to pay for your container. You do payment on delivery. And so these things that you guys are hearing and reading, by the way, there's a fine line of if this is legal, okay? Because what you're being told and what they're marketing doesn't match the terms and conditions on their website, okay? So they tell you all this mumbo jumbo. This specific company actually tells their customers that wind and watertight and cargo worthy is the same thing. That is false. That's a blatant lie. Cargo worthy is totally different than wind and watertight. But if you actually read the complaints on these companies, they deliver you guys containers with holes, which means they might have told you wind and watertight, but they really purchased you damaged or as is. The information that I'm talking about is actually on the internet. These companies have a 1-star rating on Yelp. So here's how the process works. You talk to a sales rep that's 1099 across the United States. They all say they're not brokers. They are brokers. They purchase from shipping lines just like I do. They promise false delivery dates. Because the sales rep's not buying your container. The sales rep's not scheduling your container, but the sales rep has to tell you something, and most likely it's false. And that's why they have cancellation fees, restocking fees, keeping your delivery money, keeping your pickup money. So once you hear all this stuff that is almost not true, there's a loophole. I can't say it's a lie because there's a loophole of how they get away with this, and I'm going to paint the picture now. So you go, oh wow, lifetime warranties, money back guarantees, I don't have to pay for my container. I would like to buy, and I don't want to buy from the honest guy that actually wants to tell me the truth because the lies sound so much better. So you go to their website and you place an order and they sell you a certain type of container. Now, if they promised you a container and I've seen this actually, all for the month of May, every container has free next day delivery. That's a lie. That's not true. Okay. So, but it doesn't matter because once they have a sale, you're stuck into something you can't get out of. And that's the point of this video, is to expose and educate people of what's really going on in this industry. And these companies need to be exposed. And I truly believe that it might be illegal. And then also on top of it, I think if an attorney general actually looked into these companies, they would shut them down or slap them, tell them they got to change. But nobody's doing this. And the shipping lines agree with me. The drivers agree with me. Their customers agree with me because I've talked to some of their customers. And then the depots that actually store the containers, we all talk about these companies of what they're doing to this industry. I have a business in this industry. I have every right to expose the negative of what to watch out for. And I'm not lying about it either. So you place an order with these companies through a portal, a website, which you should never do that, by the way. And you click on their terms and conditions that they are hiding from you, and they're not telling you they have cancellation fees. They're not telling you about what the truth is about their warranty. So you buy a container, and then if it's not delivered on the right day, and you feel like you're lied to, they charge you a cancellation fee to get your money back. Okay. Now, let's say a container arrives on the right day or the wrong day, and it's a horrible container with blatant damage. Well, they don't sell aesthetics. They sell function. And if you care about aesthetics, you should buy a new one. Well, there are good used containers. You just purchased a bad one for your customer. That's what it wasn't on accident. You did it on purpose. And so when a container gets there, and you cannot inspect it while it's on the truck. They have to unload it, but it doesn't say that on their website. It says basically that once it's unloaded, it's done. They're not putting it back onto the truck. And so your inspection means bullshit. So that's another thing. They say, oh, you can inspect the container, and if you don't like it, you can return it. That's lies. They're not telling you the truth. So if you reject that container because you were lied to or not told the truth, the honest truth, on their website, they will keep your delivery money, they'll keep a restocking fee, and they'll keep a cancellation fee if you reject that container. So you don't want to reject it. But here's the next one. Don't worry, customer, we have warranties. You need to call the warranty and let that driver leave. And then guess what their warranties? Doors are never covered with these companies. If it doesn't function and it's a damaged door, it's not covered. You're stuck with that container. If it has a hole, every container company in this industry is going to send you a fiberglass boat patch or a tube of JB Weld. So you got a bad defective container. Here's your boat patch. Here's your JB Weld. Every company in this industry that says they have a warranty does exactly that. That's what a warranty is. And they shouldn't have delivered you a bad container in the first place. So what's the next thing to make you feel safer? Oh, don't worry, customer. We have a 30 or 60 or 90 day. I think USA Container says we have a 60-day money-back guarantee, full refund. However they word it, it makes it sound like you can return your container and get your money back. If that was the truth, people would rent them for a month or two and return it. But it's not the truth. And so if you actually go and read these complaints of what they've done to their customers, all the stuff that they're telling you to take your money and make you feel like you're warm and secure, like they have everything covered, it's false. That's why I think this could be illegal sales, and nobody's looking into it. That's what the point of my videos. I'm making people look into it now. And then, yes, I also do call attorney generals starting on Monday. I started doing more research on how to do exposing these companies and having people look into these companies. So here's how on the terms and conditions of these websites, multi-level marketing companies, it basically says we have a 60-day money-back refund policy. Well, it sounds great, but there's so much special instructions that it's almost physically impossible for you to do that, number one. Number two, in order to take a container back, the company has to issue a restocking number that's issued by the shipping line. It clearly says that that's not in part of it. So the only way to return a container is you have to have a restocking number from a shipping line. They're not doing that. And then they make you return it. And then I bet you if you had to return it, they're not going to give you a full refund anyways. But here's what it really says. And this is why they're lying to you. It says if we have to come back and pick up the container, we're going to keep your delivery money that got it there, your pickup money that's taking it away, a restocking fee, and a cancellation fee. Not all the time, but sometimes that can total up to 100% of your money. And then it clearly says they don't have to come back and all sales are final. So if you actually go to the BBB and read their company profile, it says all sales are final. So they're basically selling with false information to make money, but not honor it. So a lot of these companies, and again, this video is about USA Containers, but these companies are all the same. They have a system, do whatever it takes to make a sale, because once that customer is into our system, and so there's nothing they could do about it. You're stuck. You're at the mercy of what these companies, I hope they do good, but if they do bad, you're screwed, okay? So this company now, I had a phone call yesterday from a guy that wanted a new container. And I quoted him so low, he had to buy it from me. But he was insistent, how do I pay? How do I pay? How do I pay? And I told him, I said, well, most people pay with a credit card, and I don't charge you guys 3%, and then you can pay cash on delivery. Nope, I want to pay cash on delivery. None of these companies take cash on delivery, unless they're actually really local to you. But most of the time, these nationwide brokers are never local to the actual headquarters, and they don't want the driver to take cash. So what's the system that they get to tell you now? Well, the new one now is we do payment on delivery. Here's how it works, guys. They're going to accept, you have to accept their terms and conditions, which is allowing them to steal your money when they fail you. But you have to put a credit card on file, and it clearly says this on the website, that they're going to charge it for $1 or $3, and then make sure that the credit card works. Now, if they take months to deliver and you cancel, they're going to charge your card for a cancellation fee. If they sell you a horrible container and you don't like it, they're going to, on delivery, they're going to hit your card for a cancellation fee, restocking fee, and keeping your delivery money. Okay? There's a system that the system is, that's why these are multi-level marketing companies. The system is rigged toward the salesperson, the business owner, and then also the company. They have every step of the way. When the company fails you as a customer, you lose thousands of dollars. That's the point of my videos. So I don't want to use these videos as sales pitches, because I'm not saying call me. I'm saying watch out for what you're being told isn't the truth. I tell the truth to people. You guys want to hear these lies now, and they're not the truth. That's the point of my videos. These companies are destroying this industry of basically, and again, I would love to find out in a legal system if this is actually legal with what they're doing. I don't think it is. That's my opinion. I don't think that this is legal. I think they're blatantly marketing lies. I think they're blatantly telling you guys lies and then putting you into a trap. And then once you find out, wait a minute, you're not the company I expected. Sorry, you're right. We're going to charge you miscellaneous fees for everything that we've done wrong. That's the problem with this industry right now. And I have every right to talk about it, because you're affecting this industry. And all I want to do is tell the truth to people. So I'm talking about it. I'm exposing you guys, you companies now. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it to all of them. So if you want to go to my videos and you've bought from these companies, you need to go to, I also want to read a complaint on USA Containers, so it paints a picture for you. But anyways, back to on my videos, there's a video on how to hold these container companies accountable. Go watch it. If I could give a negative score, I would. I was quoted an excellent used storage container and was delivered a rusty piece of... I paid $4,500 for the delivery, declined unloading. Now they are only wanting to refund me $750. So this person paid $4,500 for a used 20-footer. They rejected it, and the company only refunded them $750. And then it says bait and switch, and no one cares. They won't even return calls or emails to sales consultant Jade, who has been only star in this entire experience. These salespeople work for these companies. They don't give a shit about you guys. They give a shit about commissions and paychecks. That's why I don't have any salespeople. They'll sell you shitty containers. All right, here's another complaint. New one trip delivered with both gaskets are completely damaged and shot. They will not return a call or email. This is supposed to be inspected for a one trip, which is brand new. The manufacture date was on 2022. I assume I was getting something much newer than this. I get no help, no response, and I'm very frustrated. If this will let me send pictures, I will send pictures. This is Yelp, by the way. These companies, all these companies have a 1-star rating on Yelp, because Yelp takes down their fake reviews that they write for themselves. There's actually a section for it. If you actually Google the names, it's employees and business owners that are writing themselves fake reviews. If you do a Google search and look at the Better Business Bureau, they have complaints after another, and it's always the same old story with them. I'm not sure what my next step is, but I'm going to talk to a credit union and put this on my credit card and see what they can do for me. Good warning out, very reputable company. There's too many others out there selling the same product, somebody else. I made a video a couple days ago, I think, about how to hold these companies accountable. And it's, file all your complaints. Do YouTube videos on all your social media, and then tell your story. But also, and believe it or not, doing YouTube videos on these companies will have an effect, because they don't want the public to see what the truth is. They're hiding it. There's one company, You know, USA Containers and Used Conex are very good at hiding the true image of what they are. They are good at it. But there's one company that I haven't made a video about that's coming next. They're horrible at it. You have got to be a blind person not to see all their complaints, because it just pops up everywhere. And so how that company makes sales, I have no idea. But this video is about exposing USA Containers. Yeah, this is the truth of what these companies are doing to you guys, and they're getting away with it. And the truth doesn't sound as good as what they're telling you guys. And then what they're telling you guys, they're not honoring it. They're not. You sign their terms and conditions, which allows cancellation fees, restocking fees, keeping your delivery money. The list goes on and on and on how these companies are basically Pinocchios and rookies. And the proof is in the pudding. Go to their BBB complaints. Go to their Yelp. All these companies have a 1-star rating on Yelp. Go to Google and click on lowest ratings. Read it. It's there. Read the terms and conditions that's on these guys' websites. It's there. So anyways, guys, that's it. Stay safe. These videos are for educational purposes, so you know with what these companies are actually doing to you guys. Have a good day. Goodbye.